The landscape of media has changed. At one point in time, there was nothing but newspapers. Then there was the TV news. But now, everybody's online, telling this and telling that, giving information, misinformation, misguiding people. So I guess I got to change with the time because everybody has. Hey, welcome back to Everybody Has a third episode.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're right, podcast. I think at this point it's a tradition. So I'm going to say something that ain't going to be podcast because everybody needs to get the joke. Everybody has a podcast. And we're back in the offices of West 10 Media, the Millington Star, Bartlett Express, Collierville Herald-Independent, and the Germantown, Shelby Times. Well, we got a bunch of newspapers here. And yes, we still make newspapers here, but we do realize the game is changing and we got to be online and podcasting and all that kind of
The
stuff.
times.
I thought it was Dame time. Like
Get with the times.
I thought you were Damian Leonard for a second. And speaking of the times, there are some traditions that always continue. We have a new segment called Ladies First. Because I'm a complete sports reporter around here. I just don't go to the football games. I get a little volleyball in there. I get some girls soccer in there. And, okay, golfers, send me a golf cart and I'll come out there. Just bring me the golf cart and an Arnold Palmer. Then I'll be there. But ladies first. So we did see some ladies first in the week. The Tipton Rosemark Academy volleyball team against Fayette, and they look pretty solid. What were your impressions, Liyah?
I feel like they're a really tough team. I feel like they have really good serves. Like a lot of their players got aces, so I feel like they have really good serves. I feel like they played well against what's the school called again?
Fayette Academy.
Fayette Academy. Yeah, I think they played well against them, especially because like the girls in the front, they had got some good blockers, and they were still just like getting through them. So I feel like they played very well. And
now Rosemark is not the biggest team, but they're very athletic, springy in the front line. And a girl to watch out for is Caroline Rowland.
Number 9,
and a sophomore. She's had some club ball experience, and she's playing out here in the Bartlett area with Metro. She is awesome. She's an all-around player, doing the jump serve, but can attack at the net. And they got a few other players around that Coach Butler has. They're going to be some key pieces. Had a good showing in Memphis. I think they took first in the silver division at the Spartan event the week prior. So
they won like 5 games, didn't they?
Yeah,
that's what the coach said.
Yeah, they had a pretty good weekend. They won 5 games. Another team that's hot right now, Brighton Lady Cardinals. They were also at that tournament, and they had a good showing, beating a quality Millington team. I saw them against Mumford in a little battle up in T County at Mumford. The Lady Cougars, they swept them, but Lady Cougars got very competitive there in that third set. But Brighton with Taylor Simpson, the senior, and Triple G, Miss Garrett, the sophomore, they got some pieces to compete, but they're in a very tough league. This is the catch for Arlington. You got Arlington in your league. You got Bartlett in your league. You also got Houston and Collierville. So Brighton and Mumford have an uphill climb. So it's going to be tough in that league. But Mumford, quality athletes. On their side, you got a young lady Harper. She's a senior. She's doing quite well leading that team. But your hometown Millington Lady Trojans. You haven't got a chance to see them yet, have you?
Mm-mm.
Coach Gallo has them playing very nice. Lauren Truey, Lady Trojan legend, has come back to help coach. She has her girls playing very well. They swept Covington in the league. They swept Covington and Mumford, but they beat them in 4 sets. Big week for them up there in T County. So I guess you need to check it out a little bit more. So I'm going to put some of these highlights on. And I want you to check out these highlights, and we'll be back after Liyah checks out these highlights. highlight for my week this past week in coverage was the M&M Bowl. And before I got to that, I did catch some soccer with the Lady Cougars versus Lakeland. 1-1 tie. I'm not going to talk about a tie where everybody has A, but both teams are solid, looking good. So let's win the game next time with one of y'all. But M&M Bowl. I'm sorry for your Millington team. 46-6 Mumford. They continue their winning streak.
I don't think you should be sorry for Millington because Millington is small. They're smaller guys. That's just the shorter, the smaller. It's Mumford was bigger and taller. It is what it is. It wasn't a fair fight. They didn't stand a chance, okay?
Well,
it's like the little engine that could, okay? They tried the best.
We talked to Deacon Hobbs after the game, the big offensive lineman for the Mumford Cougars. He towers over me, and I'm 6 foot. And yeah, they got some big. They line up Kylan Sharp, number 9 in the backfield for an extra push, and then the man child Tay Starks. Oh my goodness, number 2. Yeah, they do have size and strength, and they got some speed to go with it as well. We saw Quay Bell, number 3. Zion Richmond got in there, number 15. He's underclassmen, don't get much time. He breaks loose for a big touchdown. They won the line of scrimmage. They dominated with size. So now your beloved Trojans are just young. They have to get some size to them.
They're just babies. They gotta grow up. It's okay. They gotta take their time.
Now, I saw them in week 1 against Fairleigh. They have progressed. The Trojans have progressed. I saw, more sound play on the line. They just got outmanned. So it comes down to that, and that's why that late touchdown drive led by Seth Irvin proves that once they can slow things down, and I think they will, they're going to be productive. Now they got their first league matchup coming up this week against Lakeland. Have to travel. This is their first road game this year. More adversity, so they're going to grow up real quick because Lakeland's hungry for their first win after 2 tough losses to begin their season. So Mumford gets a break. And I say that tongue-in-cheek. They are off this week, but then next 3 games, they got to go to one of the top teams in Kentucky at Woodford. Then they come back to the state of Tennessee to play the likes of Haywood, and they got to go to the Haven. So, how do you think things will go for Mumford by the end of September?
Well, we'll just pray for them.
Yeah.
Keep them in your prayers.
We told Coach Calhoun going to light a candle for him because, y'all took a 2-0 start, but I think 2-1 would be a great showing. It could be possible. They could go 3-0. They have that kind of control on that offense and that line. Can their defense live up and match the intensity of the offense so they can sweep these next 3 games? But Coach Calhoun said before the season started, it's not about wins and losses. It's about preparing for the 5A playoffs. I think these games, all non-league games, will get them ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to check out some of my highlights from the M&M Bowl, and we'll be right back.
Is everybody set?
Trying to do segment here. I'm gonna be sparked by my daughter here, the little one, and she wants to talk about the sights and sounds. The M&M Bowl, it brings everybody out. The stands were packed. We saw Jesse Savage and Mario Reed in a very special moment where Jesse got gifted a van, and the city of Mumford made it Jesse Savage Day. So we see a lot of stuff that goes on like that. We saw Brett Williams get his jersey retired at Millington, number 86, from the class of 1976. 50 years. It's been a long time coming to honor him who played professional football. So we get to see things like that. Now, I get to type it, but what did she see? So we're going to look from Liyah's eyes. What sights and sounds?
I think it was a very wholesome intro. Like, just to walk in and see two people from different schools, rival schools, sit next to each other and, like, actually kind of, like, relate, show compassion and empathy for each other, and even, like, he, like, helped the other young man. Was it Mario?
Yeah, Mario.
Mario helped Jesse get a van. So it's kind of like he knew how Jesse felt, and he, like, gave assistance and helped him out. And it was very nice for Millington to even let the mayor of Mumford come out on the Millington field and, like, declare it Jesse Day in Mumford, in Millington. Like, that was very wholesome and sweet. After that, you know, we walk in and the energy is just high. Everybody's, you know, excited for the game to start. All the players are practicing, all that stuff. We're yapping with, you know, coaches and administrators and all that stuff. And it was just a great time. Then the game starts and it's just, you know, it gets really intense fast.
Yeah, but in that pregame moment, you know, this M&M Bowl in particular, I saw something. I covered over 20 M&M Bowls. They've been playing the game since 1999, and I've been covering it since 2003. And I have hardly ever seen this, and I was proud of the Millington students for this. They wore M&M shirts.
Yeah.
The different colors.
I think they did that, like, back in the day.
Yeah, so they brought back a class.
Back in the day, maybe before my time.
Maybe before I got there and started covering it, but to see all those colors.
I feel like I've seen it before, and like back in probably like 2014 or something, you know. I was on the yearbook staff, so I did see some stuff like that. But I feel like there's something like old schoolish.
But somebody should be wearing that every year.
I feel like that was very creative, and it was cute.
Yeah. And then on the Memphis side, they went with a Hawaiian theme. I think they looked more tropical. They kind of have fun and relax. They felt like they were the favorites in the game, and they kind of comported. They handled themselves with class, the student body.
The students did. I felt like, I don't know what Mumford's side had, but I know the student side for Millington, their signs were pretty funny. Mm-hmm. Very entertaining. I love the student section. The energy is just, just entertaining. Here's our challenge to you out there.
If you see Liyah out there, you got a sign, shout her out. She'll come record on the Liyah lens, and you might see your sign on the next episode where everybody has a sign. Okay. I mean, everybody has a podcast. See, it works with everything. Everybody has a laptop.
So we're just adding that. It's just making me work. Okay.
How do you think we're doing this podcast? Okay then. Okay, folks challenge people, but
so I think halftime the band plays, and I think it was really nice that Mumford band had walked down to like where they play at to like cheer them on. When I was in band, like we had to do the same thing. Actually, when I was in band, I remember my freshman year. It was either my freshman or sophomore year. We had to do half of our show. And the Mumford band did the other half of halftime. They did the show.
They had to get some reps in.
I personally did not like it because, you know, I'm a Millington and like, you know, a rivalry. So of course, you know, but it was just nice that they showed support and they cheered them on. It's like, it was very sweet. Yeah. And I honestly, like, although I kind of feel like the band has changed a lot from when I was in band, I feel like the performance wasn't that bad. Okay. It was a pretty good performance. I liked it.
Yeah, I used to play stuff that was on radio, so like.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was on the radio. It's just stuff that people heard before. Yeah. Like we did James Bond, we did Superheroes, we did Greatest Show, and then I forgot our senior year was like COVID, so we just kind of just played tunes and stuff. I don't remember what we did our senior year, but
yeah, y'all was playing to keep y'all lungs free from the disease.
Yeah.
Okay. So any other sights and sounds? I grabbed me a plate, so I got me a little something to eat. So
I would say that like on the field when the game was going, it was temperatures were very high. I'll just say that. And there was some commotion here and there, but that's just normal.
That's M&M
It was teenage boys playing football.
Yeah, that's the M&M
It's
ball.
really normal, but you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to take
It
a
was
quick.
part of the game.
We're about to take a quick breather here, and then we'll be back with this week's Power 10 and close out things. Okay, now we're going to close out with our weekly tradition of the Dynamic Physical Therapy Power 10. Thank you once again, Dynamic Physical Therapy, for helping us out over the years in presenting our area teams in this format. So we get to showcase week 3, who's in the top 10. Well, we start in reverse order. At number 10, back in the top 10, the Tipton Rosemark Academy Rebels at 1-1. They have Hardin Academy coming up this week. Picked up a big 40-32 win at Hall. So a good road win. The offense is starting to click. So at number 9, they dropped from number 1. The Collierville Red Devils took a tough 39-36 loss to Oxford, Mississippi. Okay, the Dragons are playing a very tough schedule. Because guess what they got coming up this week? Horn Lake, Mississippi. Not too many teams in the area want to take them on, so they will be battle tested when it comes to November. But they're at number 9. At number 8, and these all are remaining undefeated teams, the Arlington Tigers picked up a 49-0 win over Memphis East. They have another Memphis team that coming to town in Hamilton. At number 7, 2-0, Briarcrest picked up a 40-0 win over Kirby, and they're gonna have a tougher challenge this week with Innsworth. Or as I like to say, Innsworth. And we're going to see what Innsworth can bring to town as they take on the Saints. At number 6, St. George's. I think they're back. I alluded to they might be back. 27-0 over Hardin Academy. A shutout. The defense is playing great. And FACS, a rival, they're about to take them on this week. Can St. George's keep the good times rolling? I think they will. And we get to our top 5. Maybe this team is back. The MUS Owls at 2-0. A blue blood program around here in the Memphis area. Sent a lot of great players to the next level. Had a down couple years to their standard, but 2-0 right now. 38-0 win over North Point. A solid team. And now they had Kirby coming up this week. Poor Kirby. Another tough task coming up for the Cougars. At number 4, Christian Brothers. At 2-0, Lausanne. Much tougher challenge coming up. But they took care of business this week. 44-13 against White Station. Now we get to our top 3. And they get a breather for a second. At number 3, the Mumford Cougars at 2-0. They head to Woodford County to play one of the top teams in Kentucky. After taking care of the Trojans 46-6. At number 3, and some people tell me they should be number 1 in my ranking, but I have to respect the order. The Germantown Red Devils at 2-0. 39-6 wins over Bartlett. So we see what the verdict is still out on the Panthers. But Germantown, I think the verdict's in. They're good. And they will take on the Sheffield Knights. And at number 1, they were number 2 the previous week at 2-0, the Covington Chargers. Picked up a big 55-42 win at Haywood. And they have Douglas coming in, a Memphis team, and they should be able to take care of them and hold on to their number 1 spot going into week 4 by taking care of business. But that is our Dynamic Physical Therapy top 10. What are your closing thoughts, Liyah?
I'm just shocked to hear that Covington beat Haywood. That's a big team.
Yeah.
Is that a big team?
Yeah, it's a big rivalry in West Tennessee. They always play each other, but that's a lot of offense. I think, let me do the math real quick, 97 points combined. So people there all night, but they were getting their money's worth. They seem enjoyable. So now, what kind of offense does Haywood have? We'll see them later on in the year against Millington. Do they pass the ball? Do they run the ball? Was it like a run fest where both defenses weak or where the offense is that powerful? So, it is a surprise coming to, picking up that many, with a win of that many points at Haywood. I would say that. What about Germantown? Do you think Coach Robinson has them back to be top in their league in Region 8-6A?
I think so.
All right, now, the team that might have something to say about that would be Whitehaven. They are looking good. They're trending in the right direction as well. And there's only 4 teams in the league, so all 4 teams have made the playoffs in the league. I beloved Houston Mustangs took another tough loss. But the offensive numbers are looking better for Cannon, Day, and his crew. So they're going to trend in the right direction. And, a slow start is how you finish. Coach Thomas always talks about that. It's how you finish. And he knows this is going to be a work in progress season for Houston. So I don't think this is the last we'll hear of them.
He's a sophomore, right?
Cannon is a sophomore, yes.
Yeah, still a sophomore.
So yeah, got to give him a little time. But Rosemar sneaks back in. So we're going to have some fun. Now this week we'll be heading up to Lakeland. Our first time seeing them. be our first time on that football field as they moved up a league to 4A. They got juniors, sophomores, and freshmen. Next year will be their first senior class and their first graduating class. They're doing it in the step method. So looking forward to seeing the Lions. Had that powder blue, looking like North Carolina and all that good stuff. Coach David White, I covered him at Rosemark. I'm getting so old. And he's leading this team in the right direction. So it should be a good game. So to close out, do you think Millington picks up their first win of the year? Or?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope so. I mean, I know they're not going to just
roll over.
Yeah, just get beat their whole season. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna win.
Okay.
So, but what ladies are you seeing this week?
Oh, you know what? I gotta get some soccer in. I gotta go to soccer, and I'm gonna try to make my way to see the Millington Lady Trojan soccer team coach Everson and see how they're looking, and then I'm gonna try to make sure I catch up with Mumford and Brighton soccer. So I'm gonna dedicate myself to soccer this week. I'll be on the pitch. The weather's nice. I'm gonna take advantage of this nice weather. And let's take advantage of closing out with the Liyah lens. So your highlights from the
But before we show those lens, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you've made it all the way to the end of this video, drop a blue heart in the comment section. Yeah. Let's see if your attention span could actually make it to the end of this video. So drop a blue heart for Memphis, because we just got to win.
Over UT Mox in Chattanooga.
Over chat.
Yeah.
Drop a blue heart in the chat if you made it to the end of this video.
And drop a chat with 2 T's if your team lost at the Liberty Bowl this weekend. We'll catch you next time.